Good afternoon, Dieter.
Good afternoon, Simon.
Thanks very much for joining me. You've had a very busy 2 days, so I'm very grateful you found time to talk to us. How was the meeting?
Well, I think the meeting was quite successful. We had an open plenary, and I guess we had at least 60 observers, which were connected online, and we had very good discussions on 3 major items, opinions within the remit of the CONTAM panel. So the first one was on Hexabromocyclododocanes. These are flame retardants, which have been widely used in plastics and so on, and they are persistent chemicals occurring in food and in the environment. So we wrote an opinion on risk assessment of the occurrence of these compounds in food, and we came to very good conclusions on it, that we calculated a margin of exposure, which is the distance between a critical value and the one which we are exposed to. And in this case, we came to the conclusion that in the European population in general, this distance is acceptable. So no real health concern there. However, in breast milk, there may be a concern in mother's milk for infants, and this needs further evaluation. But that was the major outcome of for this item.
The other discussion points, the other highlights of the 2 days?
2 major points were one on nickel. Nickel, a metal, an ion, which occurs as a contaminant in food, was discussed, and an opinion which already underwent public consultation was finalized. So nickel is a contaminating, as I said, metal, which may cause allergies, and there the aspect of enhancing allergic reactions by consumption of food contaminated with nickel was very much in the focus of the discussion. We came up with again, margin of exposure, and for the chronic exposure to nickel with a tolerable daily intake number to make sure that the consumer will be protected from nickel exposure.
Okay, and the last highlight for you was?
The last highlight was on animal health, and this was on nitrate and nitrite. And so this is an open question, in particular in agriculture, how much nitrite and nitrate can be or may be in the feed, and to make sure that the animal health is not affected. So there we came to conclusions on maximum levels of nitrate, in particular in cattle, in feed for cattle and pigs.
Okay. Wow, well, that's a pretty packed 2 days with some fascinating discussions by the sounds of it, and some really interesting outcomes, especially for the online observers. So thanks once again for joining me, Dieter, and talk to you again soon, I hope.
It was my pleasure, Simon.
Bye.
Bye.